40 and under. 40 and under. So from which age?
From which age? Government. Just saying it's a government thing. The government puts an age. I think it's like 10 to 30. Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm going to base the answer, inshallah. Our brother was partially right. He didn't give us where it starts from, but according to most scholars, it ends at 40, the youthful age. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-Rum, it says, Allahu alladhi khalaqakum, that Allah who created you, who created me, min da'fin. The first part of creation is a state of weakness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates us in a state of weakness, right from the sperm, then you're going your mom's womb, and then even after, you are still weak as a child, as a baby. And then he says, ثُمَّ جَعَلَ مِن بَعْدِ ضَعْفٍ قُوَّةٍ. After being weak, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you a state of being strong, powerful. You are a youth, you've grown up now, you are powerful, you are strong. And he says, ثُمَّ جَعَلَ مِن بَعْدِ قُوَّةٍ ضَعْفًا. Again, you go back to another state. From being strong, you go back to being weak. وَشَيْبًا. And then from being weak, you become very old, you get gray hair. So those stages, when you look at the Islamic scholars, they explained that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us stages, 2 stages, that a man or someone grows up between 2 weaknesses. The first weakness is the weakness of being young, and the second weakness is the weakness of being very old. So between that age of being young and being very old, there are 2 stages. One is the state of youthfulness, marhalatu shabab. We call it shabab or shab, as a youth, or shab or shabab. So that state is the first stage after being a young child. And according to most of the scholars on the Islamic side of it, of course the government will say from 16, from 17, other countries from 18. According to the Islamic part of it, most scholars concentrated on the 15-year age, 15 years. Or some come before 15 if they have wet dreams. So when that state comes in, you have wet dreams, or you are 15 years old, then you've entered the age of youthful age. You are a youth now. You're no longer a young child. And that's where we come in as a shabab or a shab, a youth. And not only that, another state, I will just knock on it, we don't want it, is marhatul kuhula. After that stage of youthfulness, so we say from 15 years to 40 years to 39 years, we have a state of al-kuhula. You're a grown-up man, a grown-up woman, a lady, So you're not old, you're not youth, you're not a youth, you're not young, but you are old. So that state is a state where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, it's a long verse, but then he says, Hatta ila balagha ashuddahu, until when you become strong, powerful, and then after becoming strong, powerful, wa balagha 40 sana, and then you enter the age of 40 years. And after that, there is a dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in that ayah, the dua that if you reach that age of 40 years, there is a dua you say, and it's in that verse. That's not what you want. So, the stage of marhatu shabab, of youthfulness, before we even enter the youth during the Prophet's time, even before the Prophet's time, the prophets were young before they became prophets. And most of them, right from the young age, they were prophets. Right from the young age, they were groomed as prophets. Look at Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Prophet Ibrahim, remember that story when he was, when he came and cut all the idols that they were worshipping at that period. Then he left one idol, the big one, to testify. And then when they asked, who has done this to our lords, to our gods, our small gods, our idols, everyone was quiet until when the other people said, Sami'na fatan, we had fata. You know, in the Quran, Allah never mentioned a word shab. Shab meaning a youth, or shabab. But he used other terms that mean youth. He says, fata. Sami'na fata, we had a young boy, a young man. Actually, not a boy, they translate it as a young man. Sami'na fata, we had a young man.